Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Mannish Podcast. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thankful that Disco was able to make it back safely. We missed last week while our man took a vacation, you know what I mean? Much needed vacation. But yeah, we back with another episode. First and foremost, if you're watching, please subscribe to the Mannish YouTube page if you haven't already. The MANN-ISH podcast on YouTube. Please subscribe. We'd appreciate it. For those of you tuning in for the first time, I'm your boy Big Surge. I got a couple guests a few guests. I ain't gonna say a couple. Well, he ain't no guest. He been here several times. My little brother Slim.
You already know.
My boy Jay.
Yes, sir.
My older brother Justin. So we got a few guests in here. Both my castmates, MIA.
Feel like he's scared.
Yeah. Do look scared. Do like he looking very timid over there to the left.
Nah, that's just pretty Tony. Pretty Ricky, what they call him.
He's stupid. Both of my castmates out of town. Of course, Chris is out of town for work.
Shout out to that boy.
And then the Hood Prophet, yeah, he out of town for work. And then my boy Clark is on his anniversary trip. So
congratulations.
hope he's safe out there, wherever y'all at. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. Like I said, y'all can go ahead and introduce yourselves. Tomorrow, well, Scholar, you just tell your name. Y'all can introduce yourself and tell a little bit about yourself. This nigga is a regular. He don't count.
Yeah, I'm Atlanta's own Slimbo.
Atlanta's on. Hey, man.
He wasn't even born in Grady. That nigga ain't Atlanta.
Grady,
No, I wasn't. Yeah, you right.
Grady,
I
baby,
was
over
not.
this way. Mars, man, a.k.a. J. Amy, a.k.a. Swap. Man, you know, born and raised here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
From the east side. I grew up Cobb County, Douglasville. So west side, that's where I came up. But yeah, man. Shout out Atlanta Old School and my drummers. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do on the daily.
Yeah, the boy nice on the snares.
Yeah, man. Check me out.
For those who don't know, I've been knowing this fool since 05.
What he said he did?
So he played the drums. He played the snare. Well, he played any drum.
Every drum.
Mama don't do the drum line. He was like bass drum, snare drum, any drum.
Yeah,
But yeah, the boy real nice on the drums though, real talk. So yeah, we've been friends for a long time. So
16 years.
he been asking to come on the show,
It's
but
been that long?
yeah,
Sir.
yeah, we've been friends for a minute. But yeah, the boy been asking to come on the show for a minute, but he don't never show up. So finally, the boy showed up. So we in here. What's going on, Chris? See you tuning in. Appreciate you, of course.
Yeah, sir.
All right, so that's a little bit about Jamaris. Justin, a little bit about yourself, my brethren.
What's up, everybody? I'm Justin. As my brother stated, I'm the oldest of the bunch. And I grew up here in Atlanta, but I'm from Louisiana.
Yes, sir.
And I'm a family man. So that's a little bit about me.
All righty, appreciate the intros.
The lawyer of the family.
Right, the lawyer, the lawyer. like Medea say, lawyer. Yeah, but everybody that's tuning in, you know, our first segment of the day is always vent mode, as usual. So what vent mode is, for those who joining for the first time or who haven't watched, vent mode is pretty much something that you endured or went through the week that kind of has you frustrated and you feel the need to vent about it. So with that being said, everybody gets a vent mode. If you don't have one, you just say, hey, I had a good week. I ain't got nothing to vent about. And we keep pushing. For those of you out there who want to call in, and get your vent mode, y'all. I'm always loud. You already know how I talk, Disco. I can't help it, man. My voice carry.
I want you to be loud when you go.
Yeah, my voice carry. It is what it is. But yeah.
You gonna blow the mic?
Oh yeah, speaking. Well, yeah, I know. Yeah, radio terms. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, like I said, just call in, give us what your vent mode is. If you're watching, say wait. If you're gonna be using profanity, you got 5 minutes. You got 5 minutes to 8:10 where you can cuss. So if you're one of those people who do a vent mode with cussing, wait till 8:10 and then call. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. So we're gonna start from the right. Sky, you got a vent?
Not right now, no. I'm good.
All right,
I had a pretty good week.
Pretty good week for him. He ain't got no vent. Justin, you got a vent mode?
I have nothing, man. It's a good week, too.
Well, damn, everybody had a good week.
I got a vent mode, man.
Let's
Hey,
get it,
man.
man.
This my vent mode, man.
5 minutes.
5 minutes, okay. So my vent mode is about this ATL traffic. You know, I'm a biker. I ain't been riding a bike lately. You know, I wrecked out. So, but lately, man, this just idiotic drivers. Like, if you see a guy and he's smashing or whatever, I know we ain't supposed to be speeding or whatnot, but if you see a guy and he's smashing, won't you just be courteous and get out the way? Don't
Get
try
the
to
hell
control.
out.
We got officers for that. Don't try to control the traffic. You feel me? Don't try to, oh, I'm gonna jump in this lane, slow this man down, and get in this way. You see me pushing, man? Get out the way. That's my vent mode. That's it. I ain't, you know what I mean? I just,
Oh, that's fast about
all these out of towners, go back to your own house.
state. Yeah.
State, house, country, whatever.
Country,
Y'all
whatever.
can't drive, man. It's ATL, man. We drive different down here. We ain't with all that.
And let me say this: the left lane is for fast people. Take your
Indeed.
slow ass to the right.
No cussing, fool.
Oh, sorry. Slow self. Take your slow to the right.
Chris, Hood Prophet say he need to vent about just a shirt.
Yes, sir. Oh,
My shirt off.
I like
Man,
this shirt.
leave his Wakanda shirt alone.
Listen, we do not do
What's
that.
going
here.
on, you old man?
Hello?
What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, man? I want to vent, man. I just want to talk about,
Wait.
Oh, wait, call back.
Call back, my boy.
Call back.
Yeah, that's my boy Deontay. We used to work with it at the Marriott.
Wait,
Marquis?
Chief?
Nah, that's Deontay Rand. I ain't working. Yeah, I just told him to call back. What's wrong with the Wakanda shirt, Chris?
Hey, Justin.
Exactly.
He said
Huh?
Yeah, that's speaking.
whenever he called.
Right now?
Yeah, whenever he called. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was about to say right now.
Oh, he said he hung up. His mama called him, so it wasn't even you. Oh, he said his mama called him. But yeah. What's wrong with the shirt, Chris? You don't like the motherland shirt?
Bean pie, brother.
He got it. He got it starts and pressed. That the shirt fly.
Hey, man.
What the top button?
He said, "Look, Plymouth Rock. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on it." So your event mode was the Atlanta traffic.
Hey, it's really just the out of town drivers. I mean, Atlanta people gonna be Atlanta people.
Man,
It might,
but that's
yeah.
the thing. So many people from out of town live here. So, and then idiots here can't drive either. They
I
can't
think
drive.
it's just out of town people that's driving bad though.
Because we know how to drive in our city.
Nah,
We
nah.
know.
And then too, like sometimes when I'm passing somebody and I feel like I need to mash on him because I felt like he just, you know what I'm saying, just jumped over to control the traffic. You're not an officer. I look at his tag, Florida tag,
Virginia.
New York,
Mm-hmm.
Maryland.
Well,
Why all these
let
people
me
here?
vent about something there, because you know I really don't care for bikes.
Alabama
Especially
traffic.
when I'm driving. When I'm driving and y'all just basically trying to come, you know, in between the cars when we going, that's real distracting, man. So that's a problem to me. So to me, y'all the bad drivers. It's not really the people that's
You talking about the bikers?
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially
the bikers
on the
doing-
highway.
But see,
So
that's why
yeah,
y'all
man.
got to learn the law. Y'all supposed to move out the way for the bikers. We shouldn't be having to split the lane because that's illegal.
Y'all
People
got-
don't move out the way for the
Nigga, I ain't
bikers.
moving out the way for your ugly ass.
That's the law.
Y'all
That's
got-
the law, bro.
Y'all got a whole.
I ain't moving out of the way for no biker. No biker don't move out the way for me. You need to move out the way for me. I got a bigger car.
Y'all got a whole lane. HOV
Hey, man.
that y'all can ride, dog.
Shoot, I be in that HOV
ain't everywhere.
lane. Flying.
I stay 20 west.
Oh, yeah, 20 ain't got no
We ain't got no HOV.
Yeah, you ain't got no HOV.
Well, you better get out the way. That's what I'm gonna say. If you driving slow, get out the way.
Y'all can cuss now. Salute to that move. Be out the way.
Yeah, like Luda said, move.
For real. Nah, man. Salute everybody on tools, man. Y'all stay safe out here.
That's cause, and you know, when I'm with my kid and I'm driving a little bit slower, I get over. I'm in the second lane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not the fourth, the second.
Chris said your shirt's confusing because you got an all white with the African muumuu print. The muumuu print. Chris, you an idiot. I want to let you know you an idiot.
Dang.
Not the muumuu prints. Man, let that man look. Let him wear our priestly robes.
Don't worry about it, bro. We good.
Man, he said,
You.
We got a
He said,
UN fan.
let me say, when the boy, I tell you, the boy got his own money. The boy got his own money.
And they match the man.
He make Daryl look like a
My boy mask at. What a mask.
My
Oh, it's in the car.
my Venmo is people tripping on Usher, man. Let Usher throw his own money, making it rain out there with the Usher bucks.
Wait, what?
He had the Usher bucks, man.
Yeah, you got Usher.
Y'all don't be saying that when y'all go to
Where is he
Disney.
spending
They get
it
them Disney dollars.
I don't know if you
He
can
was at
spend
the-
it anywhere.
Nah, you can't spend it nowhere.
I was about to say, can you go to the flame with Usher?
That's the problem. He went to the strip club and was making it rain with Usher money. He had a briefcase.
I salute Usher. That is so real.
Bruh.
Was he getting dances? That's what.
I don't know what. I don't
If
know.
he filled those girls' bags with Usher bucks, I salute you.
Bruh, I died laughing. I ain't gonna lie. It ain't really no vent mode. I just found it funny when I
I'm going
saw.
on with all you been.
You're right. I just found it funny when I started the food and really went to strip club
If you
with
could-
all his money, with his face printed on every dollar that was thrown.
I could have used those Obama bucks that
I'm
I.
talking about he had it on ones,
Ones,
20s, 20s.
Every bill you can name had Usher face on it.
Usher like
And
this.
he had different poses for each one. He had a different pose for each
I
dollar.
just said I would make y'all ain't drop that Harriet Bill 20. I would make more shit.
He said, you know, you're right. You don't have to call because I ain't coming back after I throw all my own money.
I can't believe
Oh, they finna find his ass.
And then they had all the gifs and the memes. And I saw the gif with Chris Tucker when he said that. He was like, woo! Yeah, that's fake. He got you.
You said, where'd you get this again?
He said, woo!
Hey,
Yeah, they got you.
it looks so real, bro. Got the blue strip.
Bruh, it looked just like real money.
Like this girl? Oh,
It's just Usher face on it,
What
bruh.
club he went to and did this?
I don't know. I gotta
Oh, no, I
read
took it
it
out
up.
my damn
But I
wallet.
died laughing reading the story.
$100 bill with hers on it. Like it wasn't her face, but it was like the queen of, like the Egypt queen thing, like, that face on it. And she was like, the black
folded
$100
it?
bill. No, it had the blue strip and everything of $100 bill.
So she just passed it up.
Yeah. I mean, that's like a business card.
Chris,
She had it
Oh,
kind of like,
okay,
it was like a whole 100 with all her information on the
That's
back.
hard. That's hard.
It was hard though. But Usher went
I thought
inside and actually spent money and got dances with this and bought bottles with this. Like, do you go back to him and be like, and count it out? And be like, you owe me $5,000. You threw $5,000 in Usher bucks. Now I need this in real
Hey,
dollars.
Hey, Usher, we need that next stimulus, boy.
Yeah.
right. I'm about to be everywhere spending Usher bucks, boy.
But what? I'm going right.
Said, boy, yeah, you ain't hit up on no Usher dollars?
These. The boy got his own money. Oh, they're lying like, you know Usher own the country or not? This is Zimbabwe bucks.
That's
He
crazy.
said, turn it in. You gonna get 20 cents on the dollar, bitch. For real.
That was it for me, man. I ain't really had no vent, bro. I just saw that story on Instagram and I died laughing.
Usher, you a genius. Only in
I was
Atlanta.
like, boy, Usher fool for that one, boy.
Only in Atlanta.
I died laughing, bro. That's the first thing I read all week.
Only in Atlanta.
After all the nonsense throughout the week, I read that, but I was crying laughing. I'm like, boy, Usher, you a fool for that one, boy.
He would have got killed if he was in the
Right.
Jersey or something.
Usher literally went to the club and made it rain with a suitcase full of his own money. I know them girls in the back pissed like,
Oh.
bitch, you see these dollars all got
Hey, but look, meanwhile, they were shaking hard. They were getting it.
like, yeah. Now they on IG blasted that nigga.
He in there throwing hell of money and it's all Monopoly money.
Boardwalk.
Right. That nigga doing free parking dollars. Like,
Going straight to jail with the sniper.
He got to get out of jail free card. Yeah, boy. Man, that
that's
boy.
not too stupid, boy. Chris, you still going in? He said, my boy Fresh, though. He over there like Kuta Rotimi.
I like that. That's
That's what cool is, man. You got real issues, Chris. Real issues.
He said, come to
Who's your TV?
Is that
That's
who's that be like Mr.
Mr.
Butterfly?
Mr. Nigerian Butterscotch.
Oh, I thought it was dude that for power.
Yeah,
That's him. That's right.
Okay, yeah.
You see his Instagram though?
Nah, I just
He
found
do-
out his real name today. My wife told me. I'm like, what the
Yeah.
routine?
Yeah, his African. His Afro
So what do you normally
Damn it.
call him? Dre for power?
I call him Shark Head off of Power. Helmet Head off of Power.
Yeah, he did. That Mo.
Boy, that boy head.
And you want to be my daughter. Everything I do for my daughter.
Shark head though?
Shark Head,
Damn.
Helmet Head,
Damn,
Rocket
bro.
Head, whatever. Horse Head.
He said, everything I just want to be my daughter. Hey, Ghost, everything I do is for my daughter.
Funny. That's funny.
Jay should have killed his ass. And,
Yeah.
Tyreek should have killed that man.
Yeah, for real.
Why, what?
Long time ago, they should have killed him.
Or the white dude. What was the white dude, man?
Tommy.
Tommy, yeah, Tommy. Tommy was my.
But yeah, I was clowning. I said I ain't really had no bent mode,
That
so
was funny,
I
though.
was just talking about the Usher using his own money up in the strip club. I thought that was hilarious.
Justin, you had a vent? No, you
He
had
said,
it, right?
Chris said Usher about to get a strip club invoice. They're gonna put it on his credit. Yeah, he got a most wanted poster in every strip club right now. If you see this man,
Overtime.
right? Send him
him my
straight to
way.
the manager's office, right? Send him straight to the manager's office.
Take a hold of him like he in TSA.
Everybody be here for contempt.
Hold on. Is that bro calling back?
I don't know.
Hey, yo.
What's going on? You on the phone, man? What's good?
What's good, fellas? What's good? I'm
Yeah.
checking in with y'all boys.
Okay. What's good? What's good? Oh, it's Clark.
That's Clark?
It's Clark. Yeah, it's Clark, man.
Oh, what up?
What's
Right
up?
now. Happy anniversary.
Yeah, happy anniversary, dog.
Appreciate
You somewhere in the sun? Let your titties breathe.
Keep it.
Where y'all at, bro?
Me in Savannah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Savannah. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Tybee Island, nice.
No, they got
Yeah,
the
we-
same
that's
color
what-
water.
Yeah,
Savannah, Tybee Island got the same color water, man.
man.
Tybee Island,
Another
Instagram.
You gotta talk up, dog.
I'm talking about. They got
Say what?
the beach.
You gotta
You say you got to talk. You say you got to talk up. Disco saying you got to
Oh,
talk
okay.
up.
So I was just calling to check in with y'all boys, man. I appreciate y'all filling in for me, and I'm gonna need y'all again next week too. 'Cause I'll be in Chicago.
Yeah, we know.
Work.
We know.
Look here, bro. Your sick days is up.
Yeah, I'm about to say you was out of sick days in February. You were here in April. This nigga still MIA.
Hey, money calls, my brother. Money calls.
Said,
You on vacation?
You spending money.
Right.
hey, Brian.
Nah, I'm messing
Nah,
around.
man, I was calling to check in with y'all boys, man. I'll be watching the show.
For sure. Appreciate the call, my brother.
man.
All right, man.
All right. Yeah, man. All right, so now that we done with everybody's
Disco,
vent
you
mode.
had
Oh,
one?
Disco. Yeah, you was out of the room after I got done with mine. I know you got a vent mode. You've been on vacay for a week. I know you got a vent mode.
Mine really ain't no big mode. It's just people gotta learn their culture, man. Like I was, I went home, man, and I was in the water, on the beach, man, and just chilling, sitting down with my grandkids, man. And,
Yeah.
and many of folks, they get in the damn water, with all their clothes on. Put some damn sand.
Now we talking about Pocahontas Indians, or we talking about
Indians,
Pakistani Indians?
whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. I'm talking about
Arabian Nights.
jeans, long sleeve polo.
That's
You know what that? Baby.
The baby had a hole, like a
the baby.
oh.
Cause baby don't give a fuck.
Sitting there like, what's the point?
He said, you know what that reminds me of?
Bruh.
When Jamie Foxx said, he was like, that's why y'all so angry. Unveil some of these motherfuckers. he see that right there.
I'm thinking out loud, like, what's the point of y'all getting in the water to get wet?
Fully dressed.
Fully dressed and you still
You still can see everything.
Now you got
He
water.
said they can't hear you, Disco.
He said, standing in the rain.
Not only that, like number one, if you gonna get
Y'all
not only that, bro.
hear me now? Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we hear
So
that.
my vent mode was basically the Indians need to learn a different culture, need to learn our culture. Like I wasn't even on South Beach, I was on Crandon Beach, which is the same water, like he say. And I'm sitting in the water with my grandkids and I see all these whatever y'all want to call it, Indian, Pakistans, Arabs, what you want to call them.
Saying
They get in the water with every damn thing on. Sandals, jeans, long sleeve church shirts, looking like Chris. Looking like Chris. You know, one of them had a Tampa Bay damn turtleneck on. You know what I'm saying?
First of all, let me look. I don't know if y'all ever got jeans wet. That's like the worst material.
comfortable.
That's like the worst. They get heavy as hell.
And then, all due respect, if that woman got them jeans on, she caught in traffic in Miami. By the time he want to get some ass,
It stinks.
she finna have some stank shit, red stains around her shit. I mean, literally. And then I wonder how the dot don't come off their page.
Hey man,
Like they got in the water with the dot, and the dot ain't go nowhere.
Maybe the dot tattoo.
Huh?
No,
It's a sticker.
yeah, it's not a tattoo.
sticker?
No,
Is it a sticker? It's a what?
It's ink.
Oh, it's ink.
Yeah, it's a
That's ink. Why it
Yeah.
bling so hard?
Oh,
Why? What?
Bling so hard.
yeah, it's real shiny.
Like
dog.
an emerald.
Yeah. It does.
Nigga, not little Uzi vert.
I'm talking about the little Indian folk, man. I mean, my son had a preschool teacher. She had a tattoo right there, but she said she had
Yeah.
the little.
She had a diamond right.
That's what I'm thinking.
Now, some of them, I think when they get married, I'm gonna look it up. I think when they get married, they get a certain level to the dot. I think it's just a dot that they like committed to somebody. And I'm just making up people's religion. I don't fuck. I could be all
Probably looking
the
at
shit sounds
She
serious.
said, if you got enough money, your shit can be a Ruben,
Nah, but
sapphire.
that's what my pit bull was. I'm looking for like, what the fuck? And then my
Oh, you
kid
get-
get asked like, Papa, why they got their clothes on? I'm like, you know, I don't even know.
Nobody ain't telling.
Nah, they just walk around.
Hey, any Indian folks out there in Miami who swimming fully dressed and got jeans on, I want to let you know, don't let it be no high tide because you drowning. Jeans, that's about an extra 7 pounds. Once they wet, for real, bro, you going under.
Them jellyfish is gonna get to your ass.
Listen,
You going under. I'm sorry.
they come from a banana boat. Hey,
Don't talk about it.
don't ever bring up a banana boat.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
This is a shout out. She's sick. I'm sorry for you in trouble.
Who?
You better give your wife a shout out.
I should probably sleep. She's probably dead to the world right now.
She was up there first.
He said,
No,
sir,
I'm under her name.
you better get your
On the
wife a
computer.
Because you know, so he sound like Sir's finna get his ass beat when he get home. You better give her a shout out.
She probably sleep.
Sir, you better put you on the spotlight here.
Put me on what? Do I do what?
I ain't gonna do that.
They're gonna do it.
Oh.
Our brothers.
I ain't gonna do it.
Oh, give what? Give ain't.
Can they hit me now?
Yeah, no.
Hey, can y'all hear disco? Viewers?
Check one time.
Thumbs up in the comments and you can hear disco.
Yeah, if you can hear disco from his mic,
Say
thumbs
something.
up.
Check. Yeah, shit, they hit me.
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
So listen, I seen a dude on social media, and I'm gonna put you on blast, Serge.
All right.
Buddy had his female picture of her head all over his shirt. Her face.
Like different images.
No, just her
The
face.
same picture is printed all over the shirt.
He walking with a hole in her hand, but got her picture all over his shirt.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's one of them get out moments right there. He in the Sunday place.
That's how I want nothing that good. dog.
She was at home before he went.
I don't want nothing that good, bro.
You will wear this shirt.
Nah, you know he in trouble if he wearing that.
No, it's on social media.
He in trouble. He messed
got
up.
a picture with her head all over his shirt.
Nah.
He walked with a
You
whole
see,
thing.
this is what
He
happened.
just took him back.
He cheated. Exactly. He cheated. He said, "Oh, you want to go out and you want to wear it?
You got
I got you a shirt and I'm gonna pick your outfit out
He
today."
said, for the next 6 months, nigga, I'm your brand.
Exactly.
Man.
And not 6 months.
Next
I wearing
6
that. If you wear that one time, you
Hey,
brave.
it's all good if you know how to put that shit on, you hear me?
Well, look here, where you go.
It's not good. If any one of us is your homeboy, it's not good.
I'm gonna be in there.
You get roasted.
I'm gonna be in there swimming like the Indians, nigga, fully dressed.
You know what it look like, man? He called him who you look like.
You really
Black
can't.
Panther.
Oh, don't say black young.
Buddy from The Shot.
Which one?
The movie, the show called The Shot.
Which one? Which
The one
character?
that just got killed like about a.
Oh, what's his name, Big Brother?
Oh, Reggie?
You ready?
Man, come on, man.
Reggie, smoking Reggie.
That smile that sound like Buddy, man.
Nah.
Oh.
Hey, I watched that. Hey, I like that shot.
Who you was talking about?
Black youngster, rapper.
He said it
Yeah.
look like Black Youngster Reggie.
I get that black, man. Black youngster, man.
Yeah.
I wish I had them bands. I'd be black youngster.
Well, you know,
1, 2, 3.
well, you know,
So did you
huh?
did he buy Chris bike?
No, he didn't buy it. He got his own bike.
bike though.
Yeah, they got the same bike. Yeah.
Mine don't go that fast.
What you got?
A goddamn Huffy.
I thought you about to say a moped. I'm about to say, oh, he said,
I don't do no bikes.
uh,
It's old school. I don't do no bikes, y'all.
Nah, man. I just ride a little 750. I was 1K status, man. 1,000.
What that mean?
1,000.
What
It's
that mean?
the CC. That's how fast the engine.
Honda 1000.
Oh, I don't fuck with bikes.
yeah, me either.
Me neither.
That's foreign
I
language to
lost
me.
too many feet off.
I mean, I know the highest CC,
I
the
lost a lot
fastest
of people
bike.
too, bro. But
I got a lot of homeboys that do all the bikes. Hey, Slim, get on the bike. I'm good, bro. I'll meet you there. 30 minutes. After you.
this man,
I don't get on the bike at David Buster's at the arcade. I don't get on that bike.
I swear.
That's the only bike I get on.
Right, and I swear I'll be truthful.
If I crash, I'm hitting straight cover. I'm good.
When they do like this, I just come and follow and sit at the arcade.
Yeah, you don't need no bike like that.
Yeah.
My mind be somewhere. I'll be going right through.
I get a 3-wheeler though. I get one of them.
Can-Ams?
Them trouble guy.
Yeah, that's a
You can
Can-Am.
put
Yeah, them Can-Am, whatever. You know,
Yeah.
I don't ride bikes, so
Yeah,
But
shout
yeah.
out to boy school.
Oh,
yeah. And shout out to Chris too. That hood prophet, he be getting on them bikes.
yeah, he just sold his bike.
Oh, then now I take that back.
He just sold his bike.
I'm about to get that helmet off him though. I need that lid, Chris.
You can't fit his head.
He said I can't.
Shit, you know,
We just had a rant about this on Call of Duty.
We did have a rant.
man, that nigga head, boy, hey.
That's what he was telling me,
He
man.
even
I got
had
it. He said something. He said something, boy. I was dying laughing on the edge.
You got an NFL helmet.
He trying to say your lid was custom made, Chris.
It was zip ups. Zip up.
Oh, man.
Came in the bike shop. They grabbed the thing. They was like, "Oh, we got to measure his head. We ain't got no helmet that fits your size, big brother." Nah, but we're gonna go ahead and jump into our main topic, man. I know a lot of folks been out there either thinking about, or have already received the vaccine, and we've slightly touched on it a little bit. But some recent stuff happened in the news recently where they removed one version of the vaccine, which was the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, because it was causing blood clots.
So the Pfizer's still out there.
The Pfizer and then
Moderna.
Moderna, yeah, the two versions of the vaccine.
Have you took it?
that they have now?
No.
So my question now is, after them pulling one version of the vaccine, are folks still comfortable about getting it?
What's crazy is I just asked this girl which one she took, and she just said she just took the Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah. So the Johnson Johnson right now are on hold.
And I'm the one who said I told her to take the Pfizer one because if I was to ever get it, that's the one I would take because that's a real company. That deals with
Yeah.
like shots, vaccines, medicine, stuff like that. But I don't know.
So my thought process on it, number one, if y'all don't remember, I'm not getting it. I don't trust it.
He white.
But no, nigga, the white folks are the one that's getting that bug. No,
Yeah, I'm not getting it either.
definitely ain't white. But no, my whole thought
Actually, a
process
lot of
behind
black
it.
people are getting it.
Yeah, a lot of black folks are getting it. My thought process behind it is, I feel two ways about it. Number one, usually vaccines, whether it be kid vaccines, the flu, TB, whatever you get a vaccine for, typically is one version. Usually. I ain't never been to nowhere. I've never been anywhere where they've offered me different versions of the same vaccine to cover the same. So that in itself to me seems shady. I don't know why, but it just does.
Of course, did they do that for the flu? Like
Yeah.
for the flu vaccine?
I ain't never had. I've never been told I could have a different version of the flu shot that somebody else had.
They just didn't tell you, but it's different version of the flu shot every year.
My
because it
point
gets
exactly.
stronger.
If they had
They get
given it,
stronger.
they haven't voiced it or made it known. Like, hey, you know,
No,
you
they
get-
voiced it. The CDC tells you that the flu
That's the
gets
thing.
stronger.
I'm
So
talking
they
about
have to.
where they gave you the option when you go and get a flu
gave
shot.
you-
They don't be like you can get the Pfizer or the what's another one.
Moderna.
They don't never give you the option
Oh, that's what
on
you're
which
saying.
flu shot you get. You get the flu shot, whatever's current or what's
Oh,
up to date
yeah, you're
to right
right.
now.
Okay.
They don't give you the option to choose which one you're getting.
But
Now,
I think the reason why so many different
People just trying to
companies
get money.
are making it is because it's a global pandemic.
Yeah.
So it's several companies coming in together, I guess, to meet the need for the global population. So I think that that's the reason why. I mean, I'm speculating, but I'm just saying that to me
Yeah.
that would seem plausible.
They popped up too
I don't-
fast
I
with
don't-
too many vaccines.
I don't trust it. That's number one. I just don't trust it. Like I said, vaccines have been around for a very long time, and like I said, I stopped getting vaccines for a minute ago because like I said, every year I used to do the flu shot, and every year I used to have the flu. So I stopped doing vaccines a minute ago for that specific reason. Like I would get it, and then I'll be damned if not a week or two goes by and I wind up with whatever vaccine I took. So I stopped getting the vaccines altogether. And then, like I said, when this one popped up, I was like, nah, I ain't doing it.
I think when you get the flu shot, I think they give you like
They
the,
inject
It's the
they
antibiotics.
inject you
Yeah,
with the
the
flu
antibiotics.
so your
Yeah.
body
Live.
can
Yeah.
It's just-
so your body can get
Get
used to
immune
it
to
and
it.
immune to it
Yeah,
and fight it off.
I know what it is.
So like, so it's kind of like infecting you with COVID-19, right? So your body can learn to
So
fight
to
it off
produce
and
the
adjust it
antibodies.
off. Yeah.
Yeah, so pretty much your body can learn to fight
Yeah.
off whatever.
So I think that's why a lot of people feel so bad after the second dose, though. Like because I've heard a lot of people feel all right after the first dose.
Yeah.
But they feel like terrible after the second.
Majority of the symptoms because there's so many different strands. That's what I've read.
I thought Johnson only had the one
Yeah,
shot,
Johnson only had the one.
and that's why they took it back.
50% chance.
But- Yeah, but right. Only thing I use Johnson is they baby lotion products for my kids.
That shit. They give me cancer.
Nah, for real. I stopped using that though. I stopped using that
The
too.
lotion. We had to stop.
Ashley said the second dose is stronger than the first.
Ashley, who? Oh, girls out.
Yeah, girl down. She
Okay.
said that the second dose is stronger than the first.
Oh yeah, she would know. She sticking it all day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She
Well, I ain't fucking with that
She
shit.
a
First dose,
nurse.
second.
Nah, she ain't take it. She just stick people.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, she get her pleasure from hurting, torturing other people.
Hey,
She said like a booster. The second shot is like a booster.
Go ahead and get about 2-3 of them things, man. Let's sell it on the black web by the G spot like they doing these PS5s and Xbox X. Come on, man. We need to come up. They holding our stimulus.
Oh, that boy Darren.
She said she don't give COVID.
That
shot.
boy Darren said, "What shot do you know that you have to take in doses?"
That's what I
said
said.
vaccine that you have to take in doses.
It's multiple reasons why. I just don't personally. I just don't trust it. I don't know why.
And then you had
I'm so skeptical.
doctors faking it.
Yeah, I'm just skeptical about it. Like I said, and they pushing it very hard. Like I see commercials all the time. Like they're making sure that black doctors are going in front of the TV and commercials saying like, I know that us as African Americans don't trust it, but
Yeah.
we want to
You see it
ensure
in the
that.
shade room
Yeah, like
all
I'm just
the
saying, like
time.
this
Like, they
stupidity.
paying
I don't trust it.
They
Yeah,
paying them to say that.
I don't trust it because like I said with the flu shots, it ain't never been done. That CVS, Walgreens come and let you know that they out and that's it. That's the end of it.
You think they paying somebody
Yes,
to
it's still a
these doctors to
commercial.
say that?
At the end of the day, it's still a commercial. They get paid to
I wouldn't be
advertise that,
surprised if doctors
Because
aren't being paid.
every black person I've talked to that did get it or have received it or is considering it say the same thing. Well, the shot was the virus, the vaccine was done with a lot of black doctors. Like, why is that information important?
And
When have
that's what I said.
when have they ever released
Why do they
who was
have-
behind the shots for flu or anything else?
Take the vaccine.
Yeah, they ain't.
If it's for the people as a mass, why do we need the ethnicity? Why do you need to know if I'm black or Mexican or why do you need to know that?
They need to know which one to give you. You know,
No, when you
Yeah,
register, you
the
got
Tuskegee Airmen, they got
You a
one.
male, you a black
the
guy,
white
you
brothers got
non-Hispanic. It don't make sense.
I think when
Those-
it comes
those all,
to the
those-
community, to our community in particular, I think that a lot.
You have to get the second dose 30 days later?
Yeah, it's a month in between you getting the two
I ain't even know that. Darren from base, from the line told me that. Just told
Yeah,
me.
yeah, it's 30 days apart. You gotta
Yeah,
get it
but
30 days
I
apart.
want to go back and address something that Sergio was hinting at, and it's really, I think, the mistrust in the black community, or what we call the black community. I think that the PR behind it, or the push to get black doctors to come out, is to, I think, try to get some type of trust in masses and in our community, where we're being responsive to taking the vaccine. But what's being glossed over or is not being talked about is the reason why that deep-seated mistrust even exists in the first place. So I think that it's very difficult for me to bring myself to take it, because a lot of that is still there. And if there's been so many what I would call systemic, injustices, and if we're just talking about the medical field, I'm hard pressed to want to take a vaccine when there really isn't a lot of research in terms of what are the long term impacts.
Oh, yeah, because every single time they killing us. Hold on. What's going on?
What's going on, Hood Prophet? What's going on, feller? What's going on, man?
Man, talk louder, man.
Turn your radio up.
Hey, man. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah.
I fixed the mic.
All right. I don't want to take up too much of y'all time. I just wanted to call and, let y'all know that Disco is the first man in history to buy a combo pack beer out of Texas. Big lot.
Shots fired,
Not a
bro.
combo pack beard and goatee.
Yeah, he bought the combo pack and he ain't even paying for the big boy combo.
No, I said, no, I asked that shit because my grandkids was crying right until I kissed them at home.
But yeah, man, I ain't want nothing, man. I also
How you doing, baby boy?
ride. About I had an NFL helmet.
He's sorry about the NFL.
Yeah, when you went online, he said that. You remember that video where that dude held the milk duds up in front of that guy's head? He said that was your ass.
Oh, man. They getting out on you, Chris.
I'm gonna let y'all ride on with that.
All right, bro. Be safe out there. But yeah,
What you finish
got
what
back
you saying
to
about as
this
far as
thing.
the mistrust in the medical community, as far as
it's not
us as a
even
race.
just.
Well, we're talking about medical issues, so I'm just limited to talking about that. But I think that there's just so much trauma in the community when it comes to
A lot of people don't trust the government. Period. I think that's what you're saying. Like,
So doctors traditionally, I think that there's been, with all the experiments like Tuskegee, a lot of people point to that, but that's not the only, I would say
that's not the only incident.
that has happened that's impacted our people to where, it was at the hands
Not even just
of
our
medical professionals where our people were actually, given something to harm us. And so, now, granted, this is a global pandemic. It's happening worldwide, but it still, I think, begs the question as to, are we safe if we take this? Do medical professionals have our best interests at heart if we take this? And so those questions haven't been answered. I don't hear those conversations being had. It's just almost as if a lot of publicity is just like, take it and trust what we're saying. But how can we trust what you're saying when we haven't been able to trust you the last 400 plus years? So
Yeah, that's factual. Like I said, I feel like, I don't know, if you've ever been to urgent care or to emergency room, whether you have good insurance, whether you're without insurance, they pretty much give you the most typical or the most typical service that they can. Usually ibuprofen, or tell you go home, take ibuprofen, no matter how great or small the pain is. Like I said, I've had both. I've been without insurance and have been seated in the hallway while everybody else got a room, and I've also had really good insurance and pretty much received the same treatment. So at this point, it's questioned like, okay, well, do you really have my best interest? Because even when I said I know how I was when I didn't have insurance, cool. I ain't got insurance. It is what it is. I take whatever treatment it is because I know I'm uninsured. But even when I have really, really good insurance and pay weekly out of my paycheck, you know what I mean, to make sure that my stuff is good, my deposit or the payment up front has been already paid for. You always got a fee when you go to the emergency room or to urgent care. So that's paid. Everything good. And yet I'm still, you can just buy this over the counter. What the hell was the purpose of coming here then? I could have diagnosed my damn self and went to Walmart to get it over the counter.
$1,000 bill.
And then, I don't know if y'all remember, but it was a story. I think the lady, she may have died, but she was a black physician. She was a doctor. And she was in the hospital. And remember how badly she was being treated, how poorly she was being treated. So here it is. You even have a black doctor that's not even getting adequate medical care. So what does that do for us who we're not doctors?
I've been in the hospital pretty much all my life, and I know firsthand that we get treated the worst in the hospital. The worst in the hospital. Black folk. I'm talking about, bro, people of color, period. we get treated the worst. Black people in particular, because I know about the black side. But like when you say you have sickle cell or leukemia and you're a person of color, you get treated like like you got a headache when you in pain. Like instead, like white kids when they have cancer and they say they in pain, they get the red carpet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And while we get the bottom of the basement, just put them in the basement and forget them and give them 2 Tylenol because they drug addicts and they coming here for the drugs. No, we not coming here for the drugs. We're coming here because this shit killing us. Literally, it's killing us.
Which, if you look at it, the opioid addiction is more so in the white home than it is in the black home. So if we come here for the pills, then what the hell they coming here for?
But like I said, and then you gotta think about the population control thing, the topic. Like
That's what that vaccine all about.
Mr. Brown.
Hey, that's serious, man. I ain't even coming to talk about. Hey, but I'm just piggybacking. I know it's a little delayed, so I might be a little late. But
No, you fine. Go ahead.
I know I'm trying just piggybacking off of what Skylar was saying as far as how the difference
In treatment.
goes when it comes to different races.
Right.
I really never take the sides of the opposite of the opposite. I'll just say that. But in those type of situations, man, we put ourselves in those situations. We, and I say we as a coach, as a group, because a lot of times we abuse that trip to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of, and they do too. They do too. But we abuse that trip there. You know what I'm saying? And from the part of our own, we have no intentions of paying the hospital when we go to the hospital. To be real.
Pain.
wait. I don't think so. I don't think so, Chris, because I know what I go through as sickle cell, and I know what the people that
everybody.
I'm just speaking on.
I'm not saying everybody. I'm saying just like one bad apple spoils the bunch. You know what I'm saying? Like we have put ourselves in a situation where, now don't get me wrong, it is terrible medical services in low income areas, even when it comes to hospitals. That's why some people just refuse to go to some hospitals. But I know just growing up, there's been plenty of times my mom be like, oh, well, shoot, we just going to the hospital. They ask how we going to pay. Oh, yeah, we going to pay such and such. They had no intentions of paying nothing. None. We still got stuff on our credit. While us still got stuff on our credit from hospital bills. They keep bouncing back on our credit from 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Boy got his knee replaced in 97. Still can't pay.
How many conversations people to have like this, man? You go in there and tell them get that hurt. They gonna give you such and such and such and such. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga been walking right since the 90s and still ain't paid a dime.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not saying that they don't do it too. I'm just saying like we already are, it's already an uphill battle for us. And we just pile it on. You know what I'm saying? It's no excuse whatsoever. But I think we just put ourselves in bad situations when it comes to a lot of different things.
Yeah, I can agree with that to some extent. Like I said, I've been in the hospital with close family members, and I will say that some of the family members that I did spend time with in the hospital, their treatment towards the nurses and doctor staff definitely was horrible and kind of made their trip to the hospital a bad one because they started off going off or snapping off or cussing out this person. So I've seen both sides of the spectrum, but I've also seen somebody genuinely in pain and just asking for help, and the nurse staff being some a-holes and just not giving the assistance that asked of. So I've seen both sides of the spectrum where we abuse the nurse staff or doctor staff, but I've also seen where they come in and they already got you painted as something as a certain picture, and then they'll treat you as such or what they feel you are, or based on how you look, or based on what they read in your charts, or based on like not knowing anything about you, but based on what they read. Yeah, rated based on what they read from previous nurse who dealt with you. They automatically come in prejudged, like, oh, he about to be a pain in the ass. He about to be an asshole. He about to give me problems. Like,
honestly, but if you're a nurse and a patient is giving you problems, that still doesn't give you the right to mistreat that patient
Agreed.
at all.
I agree.
That's like you're a cop and you're saying, well, he was rowdy with me, so that gave me the right to shoot his ass.
That's right.
No, I
No,
agree.
that still don't give you the right because you signed up to be that nurse.
Right, and
you
you have a
signed up
higher
to do this
standard.
work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I should be given the same treatment as you giving this white man or this white woman, but you think I'm trouble just because I'm a black man with dreads.
And part of the
You think I'm trouble because I know what I'm talking about, but you don't think I know what I'm talking about. You know, because I'm young or because I'm black. I've been in the hospital all my life. I know how to do this better than you. But you don't think so, and you don't follow what my guidelines or what works better for me because you think you know better.
Right.
Because you've been a nurse for 2 years. Oh, whoop-de-doo, bitch.
Or they're not
No.
listening. Yeah, they're not really responsive.
I've been in the hospital all my life since 3 years old.
Yeah.
You want to go against 27 years to your 2 years, bitch? No, let's run it. No, you still I deserve the same respect. I don't care. That's your damn job. Like I said, I deserve the same respect as that white man. As that white man.
From two different extremes, though. You can't compare a nurse to a cop. A cop is
No,
taking an
no.
oath.
Yeah, you can.
No, it is. I think
You
what
can.
he's saying
You can because that's
signed up
exactly
for
the
it.
thing.
No,
He's
let
saying-
me say this is what he's saying, and Skylar he made some really valid points. What he's saying is that basically the nurse or the doctor, they have a certain level of they have a certain professional standard that they're supposed to follow. The thing is that if you have a patient, first of all, who's being rude, maybe try looking at it from a different perspective. Maybe that patient isn't being rude. Maybe that patient is in pain and he doesn't have the capacity or she doesn't have the capacity to respond in a pleasant manner.
I don't know who's pleasant when they're in pain.
That medical professional, that whether it be nurse, doctor, still has a professional responsibility to render care in a manner in which basically it is adequate, and also to have what I would say decent bedside manner.
Because just like
You don't
judges and
see
cops, you're
that.
not supposed
Right.
to. This is not personal.
Right.
This is not directed towards you.
It's not
You're
personal.
you're supposed to be another patient and supposed to move on with professionalism.
Right, and they don't give. Like, let me tell you something.
I understand what y'all are saying, but what you got to still take into a perspective. I get what you're saying. Yes, they do have that responsibility. I get that. What I'm saying is you have people that come in there. We deal with people on a daily basis outside of that that we won't give the person the time of day as soon as they get slick with us, regardless of what they're going through. So it's kind of hypocritical for you to feel like, okay, regardless of what they go through, they don't have the right to feel the way that they feel.
I'm not saying that. I don't think anybody's saying that. What I'm saying though, when you basically have, they take certain oaths. No, they take certain oaths, and at the end of the day, if you take an oath, at the end of the day, I don't care basically with that patient, like, you're a person, but at the end of the day, you have to be able to separate basically, I feel like, what your personal response wants to be versus what you are ethically required to do as a professional. The thing is that most of the time, most of these professionals are not treating black people what we see in a professional like manner, because the whole society treats black people collectively in a very hostile manner. I can go, I'm a healthy person, but when I've been to the doctor, I'm sorry, I'm going to ask questions. Me asking a question, you have a doctor look at me like, how dare you even question or ask a question? I have a right to ask a question. I want to know basically what's going on. I want to be able to understand. But the thing is that in that situation, I'm asking myself, is he responding or she responding to me in a very hostile manner because basically I am black asking a question, or they're just being a jerk? It makes you ask that question, and it also makes you ask the question, if I were someone else, would they respond to them like that? It's like we basically are supposed to basically just keep our mouths shut and not basically ask any type of questions and or even dare talk about basically the level of mistreatment. Nobody's saying no. I'm not discounting. I'm not excusing any black person that's basically going and acting in a rude manner, whether they're receiving medical care or basically committing crimes. They're justifying that to say, "Oh no, they shouldn't." No, I'm not saying that. But that's not. I'm sorry. I think that the presumption is that that's the majority of us when that's not the case. There are bad apples in every group. So the thing is, and even when you have the bad actors in the other groups, you don't see them being treated how even a good apple in our group is treated. Good or bad, we are treated in a manner in which we can walk in and be dignified, and we're still mistreated. What do you say to that, Chris?
Before you go, Chris, hold on. Hold on,
opportunity to speak now. The other say, jump in.
Yeah,
What I was saying.
before you go, Chris. Also, before you go, and then when you go, make sure you speak louder too. But also to piggyback, kind of what I've noticed, and like I said, of course, everybody has probably been to school with somebody who's in the nursing field or in the medical field who just going for a paycheck. I feel like that's a large problem with that field as well. People just going for a paycheck. They don't naturally go into, like most back then when I used to hear people go be doctors because they had a natural care for people. Nowadays it's just a paycheck. And I've seen it at medical homes, I've seen it at nursing homes, I've seen it at hospitals, urgent cares. People just there for a paycheck. They come in the room rude, with a bad attitude. You can't ask nothing, you can't say nothing because they feel like you demeaning or condescending to what they went to school for. Like it that also I feel like ties into the treatment of certain people in the medical field, that having people they qualified as far as the going to school wise and meeting their goals in that platform, but as far as the personable skills, trash. And I kind of feel like that's a large part of it too. Go ahead and speak what you got to say.
I appreciate it. Thank y'all for giving me the opportunity to speak.
Well, nigga, you ain't here, so shut up and go.
But what I was saying before y'all cut me off and ran off, what y'all were running off.
We didn't cut you off.
The point I was, you absolutely did cut me off. The point I was making was, at the end of the day, like y'all said, you don't want them to categorize us in a group, right? We can't categorize all of them in that same group because there's plenty of doctors and nurses that went above and beyond to make a person's situation as best as they possibly could, regardless of how rude or how out of line somebody has been. I've got experience in the medical field. I spent almost 9 years in the medical field, and I've seen it on both hands. I've seen the rude ones. And I've also seen ones that done everything they could, had to walk outside, take a breather, come back in with that fake smile on their face just to get them through that time. So it's like I said, it's still kind of hypocritical on our end to put everybody in a group. And I've said this when it comes to police brutality and all of that. Hypocritical of us to put them in a group when we don't want them putting us in a group.
But we didn't put nobody in the group.
That's that.
Who did we put in the group?
That's exactly what y'all just said.
Who did we put in the group?
I'm about to say, yeah, nobody said all doctors and nurses, Chris.
Yeah, I think we're
We
talking
ain't
about
say all doctors or all nurses.
systems, or basically just talking about
We said why most people of color do not trust the government. Then we went on to because of a lot of the times of how we get treated, even in certain places.
Right.
That's where we went. We ain't single out all doctors or all nurses.
Okay. And when I made my comment, the first time I said we're kind of being hypocritical, I was cut off and it was said. This I didn't say this. This is what was said. What we're saying is that regardless of how somebody comes in and gets treated, you have a oath to do such and such and such and such. And we don't feel like we are getting that same treatment that other people are getting.
Yeah, and I'm gonna stand by it because you know what? That's very similar to the Capitol situation. Like
that's putting who all in a group.
They had they did what they did right at the Capitol, right? The police protected and served, and you know what? They were dealing with a very hostile mob, but yet did anybody in that mob die? Well, yeah, I think there was a couple, but there was no basically like, targeted exactly. They just stood there and they just basically, didn't do anything. Again, change the players And again, would you get the same outcome? So the thing is that
would've been a
if we could
massacre.
see professionals clearly who are bound by an oath deal with that manner like that, then it makes you say, well, how are they not dealing with other people in that manner? Like,
yeah.
how does a traffic stop basically lead to somebody dying? I don't get it. Or how does basically even somebody in a hospital, a doctor, you know, how does that happen is what I'm saying. So the thing is, it's like, it makes you wonder what else is at play here. Is it, and we see this when it happens over and over and over again, and there's so many various statistics and studies. I don't have the paperwork here or the citations to quote to you, but this is not like we're past it just being now storytelling. Like, it's documented. We know that there's a problem. And so it just, again, going back to how we got here, how collectively do we trust something when the evidence has shown, people's lived experience has shown that it has not been pleasant experiences in these spaces.
Yeah, like I said, that's not painting every doctor, nurse, medical staff member in a bad image. It's just saying that a large majority of people that I've come into contact with, I can't say all, because like I said, I've had some pleasant experiences at the doctors. I've had some terrible ones. I mean, I think that's pretty much the basis of anybody who's been in the hospital or been in any type of medical care for some amount of time has had good experiences and had bad experiences. I think everybody can share that they've had both. So clearly we're not painting everybody in the medical field as a bad apple, but like majority of systematic, how they take statistics and how they rate everybody, one person can make it an unfair advantage or unfamiliar spot for everybody. So if I get bad treatment from one nurse, then vocally I may be like, man, F all nurses, F all doctors. But in the back of my mind, I mean, I don't really mean that. It's just at the moment, this heifer pisses me off.
But does it or does it not sound that way?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I said.
When you're having a conversation with somebody,
yeah, I said,
does it not sound that way?
Yeah, it does.
Not to me.
Not to me.
Not to me. It don't sound like that because I didn't because like again back to what I was saying with the bad nurses I've had. Again, I've been in the hospital all my life and I've had wonderful nurses, some wonderful doctors. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them were bad, but a couple of them were good. A lot of nurses were bad, but a handful of them were like for real would die for some of their patients. Literally, they love them so much. Like, these are lifers, nurses. These nurses that they couldn't picture themselves doing anything else. You know what I'm saying? These nurses, like, they would go above and beyond, and they still have some there. Now they got just like they got some bad hospitals, and I don't even want to go back to the Well Stars. None of them. Like they even got nurses from other hospitals call that Death Star. Go to Emory and ask what they call Well Star. Shoot.
All right. So putting the brakes on it and going in reverse. This conversation has now turned into exactly what I was saying with my very first comment.
But that's nurses calling other nurses at a different hospital Death Star from where they're at. And they knowing that they don't get good treatment over there because of where they're at. Emory and Northside and stuff, they clown the people that go to Wellstar because, oh, why did you go over there? You must wanted to die. Like that, you hear that from a nurse. This ain't from no patient.
Not only that, Chris. I see where you're going with it and seeing how you flipping it. But in all honesty, like I said, I can't really be mad at how folks tend to perceive whatever. Like I said, all I can do is show you different than what you think. And if you decide to rock with it, then cool. If you don't, then it is what it is. Like I feel like we know of bad places and have been to, like, I know I've been to nursing homes where some really, really bad nursing homes, or some really low income, low care about hospitals or urgent cares. Like, and we can say that this facility in general is not a good facility. That, like I said, they may have one or two good seeds out of that facility, but the facility as a whole is a bad facility. So when it comes to painting all nurses or painting all doctors, I'm very aware that every nurse and every doctor ain't gonna be no crappy doctor or nurse. But I can definitely paint a facility or paint a place as not a good place. Right now in this country, after we've seen all the police brutality, police as a whole take a hit for what one or two cops are guilty of. That doesn't mean that every cop on the force is a bad cop, but it does paint the entire force as problematic right now. Which is why when you get pulled over or when black folks see blue lights, they automatically get fearful because we don't know what the hell about to go on. That's just the way it is. That's not painting every cop bad. That's just taking heed to where I just saw somebody get gunned down by a cop, and now I'm getting pulled over for a speeding ticket. I may not leave the speeding ticket alive. That's just right. Yeah. Prepping for the worst. That's just how it is. And I understand. I understand. Go ahead, my fault.
All right, now check this out. So we went in this full circle, and y'all pretty much said the same thing I said in my very first comment.
Yeah, I said I agree.
My very first comment.
Yeah, I'm about to say, boy, I told you I agree. I
started the whole conversation off with saying there's some very bad places that we would never go to when it comes to medical facilities.
Yeah, which I said I agree. You ain't listening.
No, I heard exactly what you said, but what I'm saying is now this conversation has come full circle with how I started the conversation when I don't agree. That's how we got to where we are right now.
Well, I didn't say I don't agree.
More so, he was saying.
No, you saying we lumping everybody else.
Doesn't make you a hypocrite because we're critiquing, and I don't think it makes you a hypocrite to critique because when we're critiquing it, we're talking about reality.
No.
These realities exist.
I wasn't talking about critiquing it. I was just making sure that we were saying that it's not all of them.
Oh, yeah, okay.
What I said was we cannot group all of them together because we feel a certain type of way when we're grouped all together because of some bad apples. That's what I said.
Actually, because look, I don't feel no type of way when people
because we already grew.
You know, I'm about to say, nigga, it's been our entire existence. So at this point, I don't see how anybody of color can feel a type of way when we already know what it is. Like I said, it may be a bother. It may be a botheration. Like, damn, I wish folks didn't look at me like that. But at the end of the day, we already know how folks is gonna look at us.
I get lumped together by people of my own color. So
I'm about to say I was about to say that we get lumped together by folks of color just as much as we do as folks that's not.
You're absolutely right. But when we try to have a conversation for change, we can't go in there with that mindset.
How so?
Show me some change and I'll change.
Because if you don't know your history, you're going to assume to repeat that history.
You talking about Joe 156? No, I want to 50.
And just being real, y'all already know I'm the person that go against the grain.
Oh yeah, I already know. I know where you stand.
All the time. But what I'm saying is that mindset, show me some change and I'll change. We never gonna get no change. It's never gonna be no.
Chris, if you look at our history, we've always been the first to attempt change. But like I said, at what point are we going to keep attempting and getting the same results? At this point, it is what it is.
No. You continue regardless of what history has shown. You continue to try to force change. You continue to try to push change.
Yeah, I can still try to.
We have to change the approach that we take trying to get change.
Agreed.
Like even when it came to police brutality stuff, I never said lay down. None of that type of junk to get change. You do what you got to do to get the change. So,
and I can still be on the front line trying to enforce change without changing what I feel personally,
or believing that they're going to change. Yeah, we ain't gotta be gullible to what they. We finna do this. You ain't gotta believe it.
You know,
you can fight for it.
I'm about to say, you know,
just like this vaccine. This is gonna help you. We ain't gotta believe it.
And I think changing is actually, I feel like this is change because most times we
just followed and just fell on.
Just said, you know what?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's just fall on the nail, see what happens.
Yeah, go ahead. So the fact that people are actually asking questions and being skeptical, and I think it's healthy. And I mean, you know, we'll see 10 years.
We'll see how much change it affected in the future. But right now, I don't feel like I said. I feel like things are changing. I can't say they changed for the
You're
better.
gonna get a
But,
commercial.
Yeah.
If you took this vaccine,
Right.
you are owed some money.
right. It's gonna be a mesothelioma commercial real soon for the vaccine.
I don't want to laugh.
If you had any of these symptoms in
Yes.
2021, you are possibly up for compensation. We're gonna see that commercial in a couple of years. I'm like, see, I told y'all niggas not to get that damn vaccine.
Yeah. Everything. Death.
Or the one we talking about, the blood clot.
Yeah, I don't know. Chris, do you know the
Did
side
you take
effects?
the shot?
No, Chris hasn't taken it.
No,
Chris ain't taking it. And he already said he wasn't taking it.
Really? What was that all for?
He just said that.
What exactly?
But if
Your country has a damn shot.
if y'all heard Chris' first statement, he stated why. Yeah.
Now check this out. At the end of the day, as long as I've been on the show, I've always went against the
Yeah, I'm
grain.
about to say, yeah, if you heard him, but that was his first statement.
Everybody in the room, agreed with everything everybody was saying. That ain't a conversation. I mean, shoot, where we gonna go with that?
You just want to argue.
So,
That's what he said.
Chris, I know you said it before, right? But by your wife working in the field, you working in the field that a long time, how much effect that have when you are making that decision?
That's a good question.
Because you still don't trust.
I don't care if Jesus worked in that field. I was not taking the vaccine.
Jeez.
So you going to
Because
hell,
I feel like at the end of the day, it's so the strains change so much. I understand people keep saying, "Well, this vaccine has been being worked on. It's nothing new." Yeah, but if you can't tell me on one hand the strains are changing so much and so many times that this vaccine is keeping up with it. That's why now they're telling you, "Oh, well, you're gonna have to take another vaccine in 6 months." Why?
Yeah,
Because they have no
shot.
idea what the vaccine's gonna do. They don't have no idea what the strains of COVID are gonna.
A BC pilot nigga and some damn
Right.
Robot testing.
Today, everybody that know me know I'm gonna tell you all day long. Take your vaccine because I feel like if all y'all take it, I ain't got it.
Hey, well, you ain't got to worry about me because I ain't taking it.
But I'm about to get off the phone, man. I had to rile y'all up a little bit, man.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say, we had these discussions all the time.
Go ahead, book somebody.
Well, thanks for keeping it interesting. I ain't got.
They said here, but somebody.
All right, Mr. Brown, appreciate you, boy.
Hey, that's why your beard, that's why your goatee and your glasses come on the strap. All right, I'm out, man. Y'all boy be eating that good too, man. Y'all
All right, fool. But yeah, everybody say, y'all know Chris. Chris he called to change the climate in the room. That's usually what he does. He'll be in agreement, but just to get the people going back and forth with conversation, he does that. So if you've never watched the show and never dealt with Chris,
And you know why I like
Right.
Justin being on the show? Because he say everything I want to say intellectually. Like, yeah, fuck you. No, he got the words, though.
somebody call him.
Yolanda, what up, girl?
Thank you for calling, man. What's going on?
Hello, good evening.
How you doing? Talk a little louder for us.
Hi to my 3 sons.
Oh, that's mama.
Hey, I knew those.
Oh, I was like, who you?
Hold on, you forgot the adopted one. You got 4 sons on here.
Right.
Excuse me, to my 4 sons.
Thank you, Mom.
Hey, Ma.
What's up, Mom?
Got about 10 sons actually
real.
altogether. But
Right.
anyway, I'm listening to
30 daughters.
you know, all the stuff that's going on and what y'all talking about tonight. And tell Chris stop trying to go against the grain.
And Mama, tell Chris get off my
Go
shirt.
against the
My
grain.
shirt, all that.
But anyway,
He said, Mama.
you gotta start a fire everywhere he go. But anyway,
You know that's Chris.
If you know that's Chris, then you might as well leave it
I
alone.
took the first vaccine, and I'm going to take my second one.
Which one did you get, Ma? Which one did you get, if y'all mind me asking?
I got Pfizer.
She got the
because
Pfizer.
it's 95%. And the thing for me is there is so much miscommunication out there, and a lot of people just are reading just stupid stuff now. I mean, I heard one of them say, "I'm not taking the vaccine. I ain't gonna be able to have no kids." Wow. You know, just stupid stuff. You know,
It affects your
they're not
bone?
even going by. CDC put out stuff all the time, and nobody really goes on the web that much and really read the information from the TV.
Hey, Ma.
They
Ma,
just they hear no. Let me finish. They hear this here. They hear that there. You know, they hear this from this one, and they, you know, you have the right to make a choice about what you're going to do. But this was my choice, and I'm trying to, you know, I took it, and I also took the flu vaccine, and I also took the shingles vaccine. You know what I'm saying? Because those are some things I'm not trying to get.
Oh, you good till you die then.
But-
That's everything.
but
I don't think they got nothing else.
But listen, I mean, and that's a you know, that's a risk, and every time you go in to take any type of vaccine. But my thing with what y'all was saying about like the hospitals and the staff and how you're treated. I mean, I have a son, like you said, that has been in and out the hospital since 3 months old, and I've seen through the years, and I've been in there myself because I had 2 strokes. But I can tell you that sometimes you might get somebody who, like Chris said, will go the extra mile, you know, whatever. But when they are in training, and I'm telling you this from somebody who's a registered nurse who I spoke with on the same subject. She said in training, they teach you how to deal, because usually when people are in pain, they're not coming in smiling most of the time. You know, I mean, there's very few people that come in smiling when you're in that much pain. You most of the time you're not in a good mood. You're hurting. You just want some care, and as quickly as possible. So a lot of times, like I said, if they know that they're going to be dealing with people who are, you know, agitated, and the you know, I mean, it and you're in a different mood than you would be if you was feeling good. Because if you was feeling good, you don't need to be in the hospital or go to the hospital. But they are trained. They are supposed to be trained to deal with all that stuff. Just like when you're doing customer service, you're gonna have customers who's pissed off about their bill, and they're gonna be irate and cussing and all of that stuff. And what they do, what do they teach you? To not get upset, not raise your voice, you know, because the customer is always supposed to be right. It's almost the same thing in the medical field. When the patients come in and they're not in a good mood and they're hurting, they're not gonna be in the best of moods. And the nurse or the doctor should already know that, because they're supposed to be trained to deal with those type of situations. And so it's just anywhere you go. If you think about it, the same thing for the police. I mean, why should a man die for $20, whether it was fake or real? You know what I'm saying? Why should he lose his life for $20? What sense does that make? What sense does this make that they stopped this guy, and even if his tag were expired or whatever it was, I mean, why should he lose his life for something that, you know, simple? It doesn't make sense. So yes, it's going to make people angry. It's going to make people irate or whatever, because you can see that race plays a part in it. How many times you look at the TV and there's a white man dying for this and that? You don't see that for a traffic stop. You don't see it. So yes, we're going to get upset. We're going to be upset about that or whatever. I mean, and like I said, it's a lot of people who don't want to. It's a black lady who actually came up, you know, with the vaccine. It was a black doctor. And no, I don't believe everything they say or whatever. And yes, I had my reservations in the beginning or whatever, but I mean, I decided to make that choice for me and for the people that I love.
Mark, can I ask you a question? This is Disco. How you doing, man?
Sure. Hi.
I'm good. I was wondering, and I don't want you to. I'm surprised that most of my older generation, I'm 45, but my older generation, they don't believe in the vaccine shots, the medical stuff. They all like natural plants and, you know, vitamins, stuff like that. So what made you change as far as I know you. I mean, I'm assuming. How old are you? You mind me asking?
I'm 55. I don't have a problem with sharing my age.
How old are you, mama?
She 55.
Okay, so yeah.
I what made me make the decision even more because I watch my kids can tell you the news and politics and stuff is on like almost 24/7 here, but I watch a lot of stuff. And when I start seeing, okay, so first they were talking about the vaccine, but look who all was even making dropping big bucks to get the vaccine. White folks. I mean, pushing. It was supposed to go to the elderly and the lower income community. But who was getting the vaccine? Who was running and jumping in line and jumping ahead of, especially in Florida, and Donald Trump, him and his wife sneaked and got the vaccine before they even left the White House. You got to start looking at all of this stuff or whatever. What would make them want to take it when he was the main one? Why so many people died? Because he didn't do a damn thing. But I'm saying, like, what would make him want to go take it? If he felt that if that was the case, they would be like, okay, just let black folks take it. It's the majority of the black folks is the one who's not taking it. But they all went take it. Almost every last one of them. Running to go get it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it didn't have no effect on me. And yes, it might have or whatever, but almost everything that, I don't like when my son is in the hospital and they giving him drugs to try to help him through the pain. I don't like that either. Or whatever, but whatever works for him to try to ease the pain somewhat for him, I stand back and watch, but it pains me to see that.
Well, I appreciate that, ma'am. So how you feeling about how you feeling after the shot?
Fine, fabulous.
When do you get the second one?
My mom got the second one. She got
one. You have to wait 28 days before you get a second one.
My mom got sick.
You have to wait 28 days, and they don't put a pause on the Johnson & Johnson, and I've been watching that too. It's one shot for Johnson & Johnson, but they're not even giving that shot right now in none of the states. But the Moderna and the Pfizer one, they're both 95%. Now, I don't know, like I said, I still wear my mask. I still try to social distance. I still wash my hands as often as I can. I'm still keeping up with the other stuff as well. But when I went to take it, and there was some, reservation about it, because at first I was just like, trying to listen and see what's out there, what they're talking about, who's getting the vaccine and whatnot or whatever. But the lady gave me the shot. I promise you, I didn't even know that she was done giving me the shot. She was like, okay, thank you for coming out. Sit right here 15 minutes to see if if anything happens, if you start, feeling nauseated or overheated or anything or whatever. And then if you do, raise your hand. One of the EMTs will come out and assist you and whatnot or whatever. But, I mean, it was hundreds of people there that day when I went to take mine. And at the Georgia Conventional Center or whatever, by the airport. But I'm telling you, it was a lot of young people. It was because now they starting to give it to you from 16 on up. So it was a lot of 16-year-olds up through 22 because they had a separate line than we did. But it was a lot of people out there, and it was every nationality possible, whatever. So I, looked around and watched, whatever. Some of the people was on their way to get their second shot, and that were in line, and they were talking about it. And I was asking questions to them, but even before I got it, did you have any complications? What happened with you? And the most of what I've heard so far is that their arm hurt, hurt them a little bit afterwards or whatever.
Mom, thank you.
Yeah.
We can't let you talk till 9:30 though. But I appreciate it.
You didn't have to say it like that. Just say, okay, Mom.
I love you, Mom.
She about to get you.
I love you too, Skylar.
Bye, mama.
All right, Mom. Appreciate the call. Appreciate the information.
Did I answer his question, though?
You did.
Yeah,
You did.
Yeah, you did. You answered this question.
Appreciate your perspective.
That ass.
I said, yeah, appreciate the answers and the information. I said, because some of the information you be letting us know, I don't be privy to. So, always appreciate the call.
Thanks, mama.
I'm done.
All right.
All right.
Love y'all. Bye.
All right.
All right.
So after hearing all the information, what do y'all feel? Has y'all
I mean,
mindset
it's
changed?
gonna be
about-
the live was gonna get cut off.
Skylar about to be
Go ahead, Disco.
Mine ain't really changed, man. My whole point about it is, I don't think. Again, I tell people all day long. I remember growing up, I never seen a doctor until I got out there. I can't tell you one time I been to a doctor when I was a kid. Every time we got sick, grandma had pulled up something in the backyard. Or she told us to do something in the kitchen. She cooked something. I will never up going to the doctor when I cough, when I sneeze, nothing. The only time I got went to the doctor when I got a physical football. That was it.
I wish
That was it.
we ain't have a grandma.
So my point is, I think that again, I think this is all about money.
All right.
Because somebody getting a kickback from this. This ain't no voluntary. Everybody paying for the shit. It's somebody getting a kickback somewhere. Some stocks, somebody getting a kickback.
That's what that is. That might. I'll tell you.
You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, so I ain't getting the shot because I don't believe in.
See, and that's
I
another.
don't believe in putting something in me to see if I'm gonna fight it.
See, and
That
that's
don't make no sense to me.
Facts.
You don't want to catch no cold, she gonna give me a cold. What kind of shit is that?
I'll take the immune system block,
and this
emergency, and all that.
I think that's a good point too, in terms of basically what leads to the mistrust too, because it's like when things become just solely about profit, then it's just like, well, I don't really feel like they're caring for me.
How can
as a
you really
person.
have my best?
Exactly. So
Right.
because now your whole motive is this money, and you're not necessarily seeing the
All
person.
the unjustified killings, all the way people treated white and black. Like your mom said about the white cop, there's no black cops, no cops killing white folk. We just don't know because it ain't gonna sell.
Yeah, it ain't publicized.
It
Yeah.
ain't gonna sell.
Yeah.
I ain't saying that to take the credit off. I'll say somebody else blacks being killed, but I'm guaranteeing some white folk getting killed right now, but it ain't gonna sell.
Well, I
it
don't
ain't
think
gonna,
they
it
get
ain't,
killed
it ain't
because
gonna
of
divide.
that
It ain't gonna divide us.
Mhm.
So it ain't selling. Everything these folk got a purpose behind it.
Most definitely.
So again, you don't care about the way the world being ran, but all of a sudden you give a fuck about us living. Take a shot now. We care about y'all. We care about y'all last year, but fuck the rest of the years. Y'all gonna kill each other and do all like your boy going to trial. How the fuck do you go to trial for that? How do you sit and go to trial for killing somebody with your knees? How we fucking going to trial? So how you gonna pinpoint what y'all care about, what y'all don't care about?
Hey, he went to trial and they had an EMT that testified this and somebody
I
that
think
said
it's a kickback. It's either gonna be a write-off from the government to get money back in their pocket. It's gonna be a kickback. Some of them chicks we getting, watch.
That's the thing. I can
You had to
definitely.
go apply for something. Watch you had to get cut short because you got that goddamn check.
Yeah, you got a valid point.
Fuck around on $3,600. Don't even know why you owed it.
Yeah, I say you got a valid point. I
Keep
do.
on
I
your
do
credit.
feel. I do feel like how can you have my best interest at heart if it's a dollar sign behind it?
Yeah,
Like, at the end of
it's
the-
a- yeah.
it's the main focus, and we already know that majority of the things that move in America is based on.
And you mean to tell me one dude
income.
in China got this shit and we all got it at the same time in all different fucking countries and states?
Nah, man.
Everybody got it bitch the same. I had it March 2nd when I was laid in the hospital 12 days last year.
I honestly think I got it in
But
December.
my whole
because I
thing,
was-
everybody got this shit from one person in every damn state in the world.
Donald
honestly
Trump.
think I
We
had
all got this shit from Donald Trump, stupid ass, going over there messing with Joe No Key. And
They got that man alone. Fuck
they
that
should have
man.
left him alone. They want to fight back and forth with the nukes and shit. He brought that
Hey, look,
shit
the man
back.
was smiling the whole time. Every time Donald Trump said something, he was like this. He never talked back.
Yeah, I don't know the truth behind where it came from or how it started, but I know
Bad soup.
everybody. I know damn near everybody I've come in contact with has had it at some point within the last year or so. I think Chris and maybe one other person, maybe the only two people I know that didn't have it, but for the most part, everybody had it, whether he was asymptomatic or not. The majority of everybody I know has had it at some point. And even if you never tested positive or you never went and got tested, I'm pretty sure that you had it at some point. So, yeah, at this point, like I said, I already had it. I had it in November of last year, so I got the antibodies already. How I feel, so it is what it is. I don't trust the vaccine. Regardless.
You mind me telling me what I got? I got. Remember tell you my method of shit.
Oh yeah, go ahead. No,
That's
go
some
ahead.
crazy shit. When I had a headache, right? So I went to the damn doctor. Let me tell you how this shit worked. I went to the doctor, and I know you know the story. All I had was a headache, no fever, no sweats, no symptoms. Just cause I got head issues anyway. So I was going up for a follow up for that. This lady gave me a box of pills, like birth control pills that were yellow. She said, "Go home and take these. These are extra strength pills for your headaches." I ain't never seen this shit. I've been doing this shit for 3 years. I ain't never seen them pills before. I go home, take the damn pills at 8 o'clock. I wake up at 11:30 at night, soaking wet sweat. Like I've been in a damn pool. I got them Indians that got in the pool in the damn. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about soaking wet sweat. So my old lady took my temperature to 104.9.
Dang.
So she said, some guy be wrong with his thermometer. She go across the street, the crows coming back. 104.9. I go to the hospital. They hear me talking. And buddy say, "Bro, I can hear how you talking. You railed up. So he took me in the back, did a test. He said, you got pneumonia all through your body. They put me in the ambulance from that hospital to me. But my point is, I didn't get that symptoms until I didn't get the fucking I stick to that shit to this day. I didn't get nothing tied to the damn pills.
Did you go see her after you got healthy?
You know, I cuss everybody out once in a while.
That's back there. He definitely
I don't
go.
want to do nothing. Psychiatrist. But yeah, for real, so I think this all is it's just ironic to me that all this stuff happened at one time.
I don't know how I got it or who gave it to me or where I got
I
it
probably gave
from.
it to you. Probably got me ass up here.
You know,
No, that's before we started the show.
I'm about to say, yeah. We didn't start the show till October. I got it in November. So I don't know where I got it from or who I came in contact with that had it.
Well, that ain't make no sense.
Who
You
knows?
said-
Who knows, huh?
You just said.
I said, yeah. We started the show in October. I got it in November.
So you was here,
That, so,
fool.
so you could have that would
No, he said March of last year. I wasn't here yet in March. We started the show in October.
I got what you saying.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking this March.
No, not this March. No, he got it March. He literally got it right when it first started.
I got it. They had no test when I had it.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah, when he first started. You know,
I
it
think
started
that's what
around
I'm
like
saying.
March
I think
14th.
that's what I think
Globally.
I had it
You know
before
what I did, though?
that.
Before the
I
shutdown.
had November
I had
and
it in
December.
January.
I was in the hospital for 2 months in November and December. I missed
Of
Thanksgiving and Christmas.
2019.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was sick right after that because I
That's
remember
what I'm
I
saying.
was
I
real
missed
sick at
Christmas.
work and I had a cough I couldn't get rid of.
It can't be. It's all.
Girl down asked if she said you took pills without asking questions or researching.
Yeah, you
No,
ain't.
because what they did was I thought I go.
They got this app called, that thing
I
called
go
Pill
freely-
Finder.
I go freely for my headaches.
Right.
So the lady said take these. I thought they would just give me an upper dose.
Oh, what you have been taking already? Yeah,
But
yeah.
it looked like some goddamn birth control pill. Like you take one now, take two tomorrow, take three. Hell, I didn't get to the 2 part. I took that one and fucked me up.
Oh, so they had you on like a regimen. I wouldn't take
I
it.
made that damn 3 days. I might have been damn dead. Shit.
He took the blue pill, y'all.
Tried to give you that. Tried to give you
He
that.
taking them Niagaras.
He called them blue dolphins.
He said, "No, this head, not this head. You get wrong head."
I'm finished that shit set up, bro.
Hell no.
Oh man.
They got pills. I did. I put the ambulance. I could drove my goddamn self. That's all.
Yeah, I'm about to say, them ambulance bills ain't no joke.
75.
Anytime you get in the ambulance,
I could have called Uber for $30 first goddamn time.
boy, yeah,
Sure.
1,500. How about that?
You could have had your girl drive you for free.
Y'all got it free.
For real.
Nah, but it's about that time. We got 2 minutes left, so I want to go ahead and wrap it up. I appreciate everybody commenting and calling. We had a few calls, so I appreciate the calls that did come in. Chris, Ma, I think that was Deontay they called in the beginning. Clark, who got hung up on. Clark, everybody called and commented, appreciate it. Girl Dow, KC, Chris, Ash, you know, the usuals. We appreciate y'all as usual. If you're watching right now, I see Darlene commented. So yeah, we had a few people comment tonight. We appreciate it.
I'm trying to say that word.
Yeah, I can say commented, but I said it twice. Yeah, but everybody that did comment, I appreciate it. I not Disco, but yeah, I appreciate everybody. As usual, y'all back and forth make the show more interesting, so we appreciate it. If you're not as of yet, please subscribe to the Mannish YouTube page. We gladly appreciate it. The page that you are watching right now is not the Mannish YouTube page. We are on DISCO100 page, so y'all can follow his page as well if you're not subscribed. He has a bunch of different podcasts, a bunch of different shows that air all week. So if we're not the flavor that you prefer, they got a bunch of different shows that he airs. So you can definitely tune into any of his other shows. He got a large platform. Also, if you're looking for a show, he got a large platform where you can come and do your own podcast up here. So, as you can see, he look out for us. He take care of us every week. So much thanks to Disco.
Big ups.
But
And before we go, can I give a shout out to my baby? Happy early birthday. Can
Happy
y'all?
birthday. How old is she?
the 16th.
16.
Her birthday
Oh,
on
she
Friday. Oh, 37 like me.
Oh, yo, baby. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Happy birthday, sis, baby, dude.
Baby,
Sis, happy birthday,
Chris
sis.
said,
I don't know what nickname you call us.
yeah. But yeah, so we appreciate everybody tuning in.
And the
I said,
guests we
please
had.
subscribe. Please subscribe. Facebook, IG, Twitter, YouTube. We got every platform up and running. So please
TikTok.
subscribe, share. if you haven't, I ain't got no TikTok. Share to somebody who ain't following, who ain't watching. Get them to watch and subscribe. Thanks to the guests who joined us, Jamaris, Sky, he here every week. Justin for coming in. We appreciate the different
ATL's
dialect
on.
Thanks for having me, y'all.
and the good conversation. As always, appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Deuces.
I'll be back.